everybody, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Glovili Kainde. If this is your first time on this channel, you are welcome, and I see the efforts, I see all the beautiful things you're doing to be on this channel. Thank you so much for that. On this video, I'm going to be talking about the ultimate essay, my reaction to the ultimate essay, and I'm going to enlighten you as well on some of the characters that actually stood out for me, and I'm going to enlighten you on that. So if this is something that you're really interested in, please do stick around. All right, the two characters that I'm going to be focusing on will be, I think, Sizakele and Isaac. Isaac is the biggest elephant in the from all the men. I feel like his character just need to be explained a bit more. So yeah, let's get into it. Hold on. I know you think that I forgot about the scripture of the day. I did not forget. And talking about the ultimate essay, it talks about relationship. And today I'd like to encourage you on a scripture on relationship. Okay, we're going to take it from the book of Ephesians 4, verse 2 to 3, that says, be completely humble and be gentle, be patient, bearing one another in love. Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. Be gentle. It's telling us about being gentle with one another. Are you gentle with the loved ones? Whenever you're in relationships, are you the gentle one or are you the rough one? God is telling you to be gentle. And be humble, regardless, because we all come from different backgrounds, we all come from different, it doesn't matter if you are from the same tribe, but we are all multicultural, because what we practice in our house to a certain extent could be different from yours as well. So be humble, be patient with one another. Patience with one another is one of the biggest things that are really, for me, that really stands out in a relationship. Be patient. When you're not patient with one another, it brings a lot of disagreement, a lot of animosity, and all of those things. So be patient with one another. And it also says that make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit. You cannot do something that you know will disrupt or will disturb your partner, and then you expect there to be peace. Do everything that you can to keep the Spirit, unity, to keep the spirit of unity and peace. All right, let's get started. So, like I said, the two characters that really stood out for me in the ultimate essay was Caesar Kelly and Isaac. But I'm first going to start with Isaac's character, or Isaac's role in the whole thing, and I'm going to take this opportunity to also enlighten a lot of South Africans that could really be dating Congolese men, because Isaac is from Congo and he's from my tribe. You know that there's this thing you just see, like, when you see a Zulu guy, you just see this guy is Zulu, and it's like that. Isaac, and I could even, the moment he opened his mouth, and you're like, this boy is from my tribe, this boy is Congolese, this guy is Maluba. Okay, once the reunion comes out, please come back and tell me if I was right or not, because I know the reunion will come out in the next few days. And also, it is the reason why I watched the ultimate essay, to be honest, because I'm not one for dramatic things, and for me it was not that dramatic, to some extent. Of course, I had my remote in my hand trying to forward whenever I feel like, okay, these guys are just being boring, or these guys are just going to be too dramatic, I'll forward. However, um Tita Kelly and Isaac are the reason why that I watched. Okay, now let us go to Isaac's character. Isaac mentioned that one thing that I even saw when I was trying to research, I'm like, when was this thing recorded? I was gonna go all the way back trying to see. And then I realized that many people are really questioning Isaac's you know, what Isaac has been saying, what Isaac said about you cannot bring a wife, a girl home unless you want to marry her. So this is how it happens in my tribe. So most African girls can attest to this. Your parents don't want you to date when you are growing up, but they get to a certain age where they are expecting you to bring a guy home. And that is how it is in my culture. I'm sure with people, some parents are becoming more westernized, that they would allow you to bring boys home, or they will allow you to bring girlfriends home, like girl buddy friends home. But in our culture, it is not really something that it is welcome. And especially if your parents are still very old school, of which when Isaac was talking, I could really feel that this guy is really in that, deep Congolese community where they have that mindset, that upbringing, and the way of that's how they do things. So yes, one thing that I would say is that you do not bring a woman home or even a guy home unless if you are really going to get married to this person. Like that is something that I also did for myself. Once I knew that, okay, my husband and I are heading towards marriage, that is when I actually, my parents were actually made aware that, okay, this is what is happening. And I know most girls don't do that. Most girls just surprise their parents, but for me I was like, okay, I don't want to be sneaking and whatever, so this is what's happening. So yes, if a guy brings a girl home today, you bring Cynthia, tomorrow the day after you bring Bushe, and the day after you bring Noma, and the day after you bring Naomi, your family will not start taking you seriously. And when you want to speak about marriage, people will not want to take you seriously, and they'll be like, no, this person, we have seen him with several people, especially when it comes to your parents, even your siblings sometimes, because your siblings will get up, they will be all up in your face. It depends, like I say, it depends with families, it depends with how they do things. But however, most Congolese, especially Baluba men, that is how it works. And one thing with my brothers as well, my brothers don't bring any girls home to my parents. Like I don't know how many of my brother's girlfriends have I spoken to, because that is how it is. And for us, we see it as normal. You could be with someone until you know that, okay, I am ready, because we don't date for dating sake. We date for marriage. That is how it is in our culture. You date for marriage. So when you know that you are ready with this person, that is all your parents want to hear about. They don't want to hear about, oh, this girl that you had, this that person and that person. So yeah, Baluba people, you did for marriage. However, one thing that also stood up for me in Isaac's character is that Isaac was not ready. Isaac was not ready, is not ready for marriage, to be honest, and is someone that he still wants to enjoy being a youngster. Like I remember he said he was in his late 20s, yeah? So late 20s, so he still regard himself as a young man. He hasn't really taken that sense of maturity or sense of responsibility as yet for him to really, be out there and be like, okay, now I want to look for a wife. Because that's one thing also with many Congolese guys. They will be like, now I'm ready, now I found the, or now it is time for me to find the wife, and he will eventually be actively looking and working towards having the wife. But the way that he was treating Ruth, it was like, it is not, it's, it could have been thinking about it, but is not quite there, is not quite ready. And if you marry someone that is not quite ready, oh goodness gracious, you're going to have a headache. You are going to have a headache to the maximum. And another thing with Congolese guys, that if, for example, and I was really happy when he saw that he did not marry Ruth, because Ruth was going to be frustrated in a whole lot of things. And in what things is that she was not going to feel the commitment 100%. So it's either you marry one that is really into you, is really committed, is really there, and is really responsible and all of these things, and marrying one that still wants to be out there, still wants to enjoy life, still wants to be, look around and everything like that. So yeah, that's the second point. The part where he says that he does not know how to cook and that his mother cooks for him. Dear South African sisters, dear sisters all over the world that wants to marry Congolese guys, especially Baluba guys from my tribe. Most of these guys leave home, immediately get married. Late, like there's a small percentage that actually get to live on their own. And we, as like for me as a Muluba girl, I am raised to be so domesticated, to be so homely. Like I'll cook, I'll clean, I'll do this, I'll do that. That is how our mothers raise us. So less like, well, the majority of us, I don't want to generalize it again, and some of you come and shoot me, but the majority of us are really raised to be homely girls. Like You do everything that your husband needs. That's how we are raised. And then when a Muluba guy, like for example, in some households, the guy doesn't even get to the kitchen to do any dishes. The guy does not, well, at least Isaac, I saw him do the dishes. At least that's as far as it can go. He can clean the house, he can clean the dishes. But cooking, unless if it's something that he's not passionate about, he will not be able to he will not do it. He will not do it. So it needs to really be passionate about cooking. Like yeah, and I'm sure you would love to see someone do something because they love it, not because they just, you know what I mean? And as ladies, we also have the way that we have a certain way that we want things to be done. Sometimes when things are not done the way that you want them to be done, it becomes again another situation. So it's about you seeing what you want to work with. Okay, he doesn't cook, but does he clean? He doesn't cook, but does he do XYZ? Because you get some guys, he can cook, yes, but when he's done cooking, you forget about the dishes, they are all on you. So you have to level all these options. You have to have these conversations, even in terms of finances as well. I saw Kanya complaining that what happened? Yeah, the first week they had to share 50-50 on groceries and stuff. Like I said again, if it's a guy that is really ready to assume himself to take the responsibility of being a man, of being in a marriage, he is not going to do that. He was going to show that, hey, I'm a man. Hey, I can do this. I can do it. But because in his mind, it was not, he has not really downloaded that idea of saying, when I'm the man, I should take the lead, on certain things. And yes, she can help around. Yes, she can do this, she can do that. And that analogy of 50-50, for me, I don't think it's ever 50-50. I always feel like it's always 70-30 or 80-20. That is the reality of marriage. So there will be seasons where you in a relationship where you are giving more than the other person way, and also in a season where that person will be giving more than you are giving. So we really have to think about all those small nuggets. So yes, once again, most Baluba men don't know how to cook because their mothers do everything for them. They can clean up after themselves, yes, but cooking is not something that they really get to do. So in case you didn't know, now I've educated you. So, and I'm sure also you can think about another person in your tribe that is, well, in South African tribes or in other African tribes that are also similar to my tribe, that men are usually, the man is the king, the man is the head, the man is the, you know what I mean? You get to treat him like a king. And if you fall on the right one, when you treat him like a king, he will really treat you like a queen. He'll really attend to every one of your needs as well. So yeah. And I really hope my brothers can watch this video. Well, I really, but my brothers are also not into reality shows. But I really wish my brothers could have watched this as well. I'm sure they would have had so much to say about the Isaac character as well. And also, I don't feel like if you married Ruth, I don't think Ruth would have ever been comfortable, because you know how it is with guys. You know how it is with men actually. I don't think you would have gotten past the fact that the situation between her and Nola actually happened. So yeah, I'm so glad that Ruth is finally free, and I hope that they won't be together at the reunion, because I'll be like, what? Okay, now let us talk about Sizakele. Sizakele is a character that really reminded me of myself. She's very soft spoken, of course, and she laughs. One thing that I also do is that when I'm nervous, I laugh. Sizakele that appears to be a very soft and very timid person ended up being one that could stand up for herself. It reminded me of myself. Things that I was that person where someone could talk over me and I'll just walk away and I'll go and I'll cry and I'll be like, why did that person do to me? But as I've grown, I know how to stand up for myself. Now you cannot just come in my face and wail and wail and wail and then spit in my face and walk away. My friend, oh my goodness. And but one thing is that you can learn how to do it in a very positive way without being selfish about it. Stand up for yourself, but also be someone that actually listen to people's if you're in a relationship, be someone that listens to others and not just be overly because you are a very sensitive person, or emotional person that once you want to stand up for yourself, it's like you want to right every wrong you ever did. You know, you can do that in a very healthy way, and that will also benefit you as well. So yeah, it reminded me of myself. And when I saw the way Kanya treated her and she walked away crying, I was like, no, for me in that instance, I would have gotten another chance and I would have really spoken to Kanya and be like, my friend, what you did the last time, you better not do it again. So be gentle with one another. Whatever relationship you're in, be gentle with one another. It is very, very important. So Sitakele actually thinks that she's a softie, but I think like she's a very strong character. She just needs to really know how to channel that out and really stand up for what she believes in and what she wants. Look at how she stood up to Lindile when he gave when he when who's this when Tabi gave him a gift. It was like she was there to speak her mind, and which is something that many people that need to do. You need to do that for yourself if you really want to have good relationships with people, or else you always end up being the victim. Like, guys, you get a chance to be a victor. Learn how to stand up for yourself and don't just be one that takes all the punches lying down. So know sometimes how to speak for yourself. So I like a character as well. I liked the selection. There was a mixture of a whole lot of things. I have so much to say about the other characters as well, but no, these are the ones that I wanted to discuss in this video. And to all the Sidakele out there, stand up for yourself. Learn to speak up for what you believe, for what you want. And sometimes it makes it much easier for the people that are in your life to really know how to be with you, how to help you, and how to interact with you as well. So yes, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please let me know which one was your favorite character. And hey, if I'm right about Isaac's prediction, please, or origin, please come and tell me and tell me in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.